video of Megalith-Hunter, who were Neolithic Orkney's Grooved-Ware people. This is a video with chapters. Orkney, it's about Orkney. Northeast coast of mainland Scotland, inhabited since the Mesolithic, rich history, Scotland, etc., experienced a surge of megalith building activity during the Neolithic. So Scotland, Ireland, Wales, and England. But it was pretty much all of at least Western-Eurasia. Well, our archaeologists seem to think that their culture developed indigenously in Orkney. But that's about the same everywhere. There's extreme similarities, temporal and spatial associations, similar artifacts, even the big ones like mound-like structures, typical for Amerindians. So we see that quite different. We see that all these events are associated, that they come from one culture, the culture that the ancestral-markers indicate, and also the haplogroups. We will see quite some haplogroups in this series of videos. What is interesting is that they see a relation with the construction of Stonehenge and Abury in southern England. So they see it as if it was inspired, but it's not really associated. It's like they were inspired by Orkney megalith builders. Just to remember, the Amnaya, Ural, they also have similar mounds, tombs, dolmen, polygonal walls. Okay, so we see this, all these cultures, all these expansion activities, population turnover events, we see them all related. That is confirmed by ancestral markers and haplogroups, etc., etc. It's the associations, the connections are over the place, and that's why we talk about it, a global advanced culture, civilization, and that's also why we talk about a network, a neural-like global network. So yellow are settlements in this video, in the above mentioned video. Yellow, it appears in the video. Show you the video again, this video. Who were Neolithic Orkney Grooved-Ware people. So again, so they speak, at least they speak about the relation between Orkney and Stonehenge. That's all here. It's small, and the root is in the Americas. And the ancestral markers point out that the Americas are the ancestors of all humans, of all 8 billion modern humans. Haplogroup-R confirms it again, because this is the root, the cradle. It's in fossils over 20,000 years ago, and it's in Native Americans. Over 60% carries of certain tribes, Native American tribes, carries the prehistoric root DNA, and all these are R1b, R1b, R1a, R1a, R1b, are all descendants of this root. This root is not only here, it's only here, but it's clear that at least pre-Columbian. It was dominantly in the north of North America. This is the Great Lakes. This is Alaska. This is a Haida totem, and Haida is located in front of the coast of British Columbia. This is very similar to Easter Island. Göbekli Tepe, his hands are near his navel or genitals. It's not so clear, but his hands are here. These kind of creeping animals, are they bird-like or are they reptile-like? They're probably linked to fertility, and you can find them in Peru as well, which obviously is totally on the other side. Here, this is Orkney. This is the totem, and this is Peru. And somewhere here is Easter Island. So these are again the bird-like figures, like in Easter Island, and in South America. You see the totem more as a whole. It's funny, these arms are holding these hands. This position is quite global. These are the bird-like figures. At least they are beaked. This is obviously a bird. Birds are important in Göbekli Tepe and all over the world. Inca culture as well, Balkan, Europe, by the way. And then this is David Reich, Ancient DNA and the New Signs of the Human Past, March 2021. This is the tree population test, and it's thousands of people of DNA that is compared with people of all the world, In this case, it's Northern European, but it includes France, so it's a wider Northern Europe. Gives a big hit with in this tree population test. Gives a big hit with Native Americans. So that should be explained. It's not explained sufficiently. David Reich, in my opinion, David Reich cannot explain what he sees. He works with it, but he gets rid of it, and he explains it inside consensus, because he cannot say there is a strong link between Native Americans and Northern Europe, even France, especially France. Very weak and very strong between Europeans and Native Americans. So that needs to be explained, and it is never explained. And I think that David Reich cannot speak out. So it's clear here. Root, children over the world. This is a root. This could be a root. This is the most probable route because it's the shortest. It would take them like 40 days with seaworthy ships and fleets. Possibly much lesser because the gyre is taking them round and round. And here again, the gyre is taking round and round. These gyres take whales with them and feed them because it takes the Sargasso Sea with them, food, plankton, fish, and they can feed on it. Eels make this turn, some in 1 year, some in more than 1 year. So it's eels, 5 centimeters. It's whales, of course, much bigger, and hunted in prehistory times. Hunted on all sides of the Atlantic Ocean, all sides of the Atlantic Ocean, Basques as well. Also this side of the Eurasian continent, and we are seeing global connections. We see a neural network. We see it's an advanced civilization, but we will prove that much more than we did until now. This is just, let's say, introduction and some details. This is related to metallurgy and with the gyre. This is related to metallurgy, and the gyre is on this side. It's a much bigger gyre. There's one in the northern hemisphere as well, much bigger. Cannot show it here. This is the South Pacific gyre. This is the North Pacific gyre, and this movement is the Austronesian expansion, or the Pacific current, if you want. It was used by Thor-Heyerdahl. It is used to populate very early Japan, Sahu, and Sundaland, and China, Southeast Asia. And relatively soon, India, Indus Valley, Mesopotamia, Saudi Arabia, Middle East. And much of us will think that the Suez Channel is opened quite recently in modern times, but it was also open in prehistory, before Christ, before the year 0. You see that Africa, especially sub-Saharan Africa, is almost not involved at all. This is, of course, in contact with the Austronesian expansion. So sub-Saharan Africa, and where the haplogroup A and B are, there's nothing in this case, which is mitochondrial haplogroup M. Prehistoric, and according to consensus, it's not American, and according to us, it's American. And this is the movement. So 2 movements, in fact. And it's impossible for normal ships with normal navigation to go from Asia, Indonesia, Oceania, Polynesia to the Americas, but other way around you can do with a raft. Or Heyerdahl did it. I think it was shortly after World War II. And he did this trip after he studied the case, the currents, etc., and the myths. And he has this from a myth that in South America there is Viracocha, which is Kon-Tiki, known as Kon-Tiki in Polynesia here more or less. And they claim, the Polynesians, they themselves, at least, and in the myths, they come from South America. They come from the east. They come from Viracocha, from Kon-Tiki. And in fact, to close this video up, Kon-Tiki is exactly is what we see here. Is in some way this is related to Viracocha, to Kon-Tiki, but especially this is correlated to Viracocha, and it's global. It's global. It varies, but it's global. This is also in Göbekli Tepe. Bird, Cygnus, in pillar 43. The bird that is holding the ball. The ball is the celestial North Pole. Thank you for watching.